can't get this.
You're live.
Okay. Hello. I'm trying to share out the stream.
I'm not sure if we're live yet. Could possibly be live. Depends on whether it's taken.
Okay. I'm going to continue to share out the stream.
Okay. How do I get it on there? I know we are actually going live at our actual time for once. And it's a home stream.
We're confusing everybody now. Right?
Yes. It's alright. We realized that we told everyone we weren't going live tonight. And then we...
You just decided,
as we were expecting to go, this morning we were at Magic Kingdom doing the Keys to the Kingdom tour. And we were expecting to not go live tonight because we were expecting we were going to be tired and be in the parks a little bit longer than we were today. And we just decided that we weren't going to do it. And I thought Melissa was going to go to live from Epcot tonight, but I think Melissa's still not feeling well. So we ended up saying, we ended up getting back earlier from the parks because we didn't really want to stay in the parks. Welcome in, Laura. And we thought maybe he would get a couple rides in with him there, but after the Keys to the Kingdom tour, he was done. It was a 4.5 hour, 5-hour tour. So it started at 8:30, got done at 1:20 about. So it was a long day, a long morning for him. So we're live. Welcome in, Laura. Welcome in, John. How are you doing? We are home. Cherie, welcome. Yeah, we changed our mind last minute. You know us. We're idiots and just do what we feel. And, if we did it in any type, way, shape, or form that was normal and scheduled and stuff like that, we'd probably be doing it better as a channel, but we
just do our thing, right?
Again, if you don't know us by now, you never will know us. We just do our thing, whether it's detrimental or whatever. We just do what we feel like doing, and glad that whoever can make it can make it. But yeah, welcome in. So we have stuff we wanted to talk about tonight. This is the home studio, the home Disney Nerd Herder studio / spare bedroom for visitors.
What does Laura call it?
Laura and Jamie.
Shift or shift or something.
The what?
He calls it something. She'll put it in the chat.
This room?
Yeah.
John Casamano, welcome in. Wait, I thought anyways. Hello, yeah, we changed our mind. Sorry. We decided to go live. We weren't going to go live. Then we decided 10 minutes ago. I said, well, we do have a lot of things we have to talk about over the last couple of days that have happened, things that we have done.
We think that
things that we would like to express some things.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep it mostly positive because we're not going to go off being negative, okay? But
he's looking at me.
She wants to go how some things, but we're not going to take that direction. We're going to take the high road.
We'll try.
But yeah, so tonight we wanted to I can give you the agenda. We're going to talk about the Keys to the Kingdom tour. We're going to talk about the new Communicore section.
Oh yeah, I've talked about
that. An interesting half call with the DAS people.
Close to 2 hours, thank you.
No, it was an hour.
When I started
Okay,
finished.
a 3-hour call with Stacy and the people
He
on
jumped in.
DAS. And then
halfway in.
Avery car update, and then Tampa Zoo, and then we have Father's Day coming up too.
Okay, make sure you're careful about.
So it's yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. I'm not one of those people that
Okay.
spoils things. But welcome in. Thank you. Welcome to Shea Disney Art Harbor Studios, and this is the famous gate at Anfield Liverpool Football Club, and those of you don't care, that's fine. And we got some Disney stuff back there too, and we got some Avery's artwork up here, and Stacy's artwork. But anyways, so should we get started?
Yeah,
We said hi to everybody. So welcome in Laura and John and
if you guys could share it out, that'd be great.
Cherie.
Since it's a last minute thing.
Yeah, it's a last minute thing. We know. We shoot ourselves in the foot every week.
That's
we
right.
just try to find different ways of shooting ourselves in the foot. Just showing up and
When we stop having fun,
telling
we stop
people
doing
we're
this,
not
so.
telling people we're not streaming, and then we go streaming.
Yeah.
And
Keep you guys on your
streaming, and we
toes,
don't
right?
complain. That's right. Hey. That way it's a surprise, and hopefully it's a nice surprise. You guys, oh, okay, we're going to be bored for the next hour. Wait a second, we're not going to be bored because Charlie and Stacy are on, and we are totally entertaining people.
Or they've already found something else for my time, and they're like, well,
goodbye.
forget them.
But yes, so welcome in. So
You probably
Cherie,
should put that on your side.
no,
He's reading the chat, and it's over here, so you know.
Stacy, I'll be sending you my dates for September. Cherie's coming down in September.
Yay!
We just booked a resort for our trip.
Okay, let us know if you want to do a food place or just hang, you know. I mean, we have fun just talking to you guys at the hotel, so whatever you guys want to do.
All right, and then now I'm curious about the not so good news, Stacy. Hope it's not that bad. We need an airing of grievances stream. An airing of grievances. I ain't got the Festivus poll.
No.
Although you did see some, well, she's calling pole dancers, but that's for later. That's
Sure,
and it's not what you think,
that.
but she calls it that. Anyways, so shall we start off with the fresh things in our mind as of today? This is what we did today. Okay, we went and did the Keys to the Kingdom tour.
Yes, the Kingdom
Stacy
tour.
put my name in as Charles.
No, they take it off of how your name is in your thingy dingy.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's how my name is in the thingy dingy.
The
Technical term.
my experience.
And then we have, this is what you get. You get a pin.
You know,
This
it's
is-
center.
There it is. Look at that.
Ooh, like nice and shiny.
Isn't that nice and shiny? Guys, I gotta center it. Waiting for the. I'm sorry. I'm watching our video back
Like
to
I
us.
said,
there.
this is the name tags that we had to wear. Just little name tags.
So it says Disney's Key to the Kingdom on this little pin that it's like a giant. It's like a key. So each of us get one. Whoever attends goes. You get one of those, and you get one of the name badge, obviously, and then you get a sound set. Noah, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Overall, I want to start with it was a great tour. We saw some stuff that was like
We saw some stuff that we can't unsay.
funny, and we saw some stuff that was amazing, especially at the end. So some areas of it that's just too much sitting around and too much history for us.
Yeah. Judith
us.
likes to talk a lot.
Yes, we had a really good nice lady who was our tour guide. Her name was.
We at the theater. We walked to Magic Kingdom.
You
The
gotta go over
theater's
to the right. It's right. It's right next to Tony's.
Right.
Basically, the Tony's check-in is the check-in for the Keys to the Kingdom tour. So
I have a
we.
picture also of what you can do.
So you go up there. You get free water. You get a free poncho if you want.
Because it was supposed to rain all day.
Yeah, it was supposed.
So that's why.
It was going to be raining supposedly all day. So they're handing out free ponchos. So we got a free Disney poncho.
Disney's handing anything out free. Here is. So they have that big, like photo of Keys to the Kingdom that you can pose. It was 20 people in the group.
20 people in our group.
I don't think kids are allowed because of how there's things I can't unsee. So I can imagine it would crush children.
Yeah.
So little kids are not allowed.
Are you sure?
I believe so.
Okay, so we're not sure.
Even Melissa said that. That's why kids are not allowed.
Okay, so I can see them not allowing kids because it would be definitely devastating for a kid because there's vaccine stuff that they shouldn't be seeing. In regards to characters, not X-rated or anything. No. Character stuff, or behind the scenes characters not being all made up and stuff. So so in that aspect. But
we had that headset thing you put in so you could hear her, so you didn't have to be right on top of her, so that was good.
Yeah.
Sometimes it did cut it in and out, but it wasn't bad. But yeah, we
wants to do the one in California. That'd be cool. Do they have a Keys to the Kingdom tour in California? They must have one in every single one, right?
I would think so.
I think besides Disneyland, I think Disney World is probably the next biggest one, right? Because I'm not sure how much underground they have actually at Disneyland itself. I don't know if they prepared that far enough ahead when they were building Disneyland Park to have a utility door stuff.
There's multiple layers underneath the whole Main Street, the hub, kind of where Mine Train, the Friar's Nook. There's a special door to get into it, and then towards like Pecos Bill.
Yeah, let's not get that. Let's get to that when we get to that.
Okay, go ahead.
So we started in Main Street.
Yeah.
So the tour starts in Main Street. They start pointing out all the buildings and all the
windows, the special
significance of all the windows and the names on the windows and history, and blah blah blah.
There's a lot of there's a lot of symbolic,
which is stuff. Interesting. I understand. I liked seeing the backstory and getting some knowledge for some of the names in the windows. Some of those people are just it's right over my head, and I'm like. I love the parks for being in the parks, and as a release, I'm not in the parks to learn every single detail about the last 100 years of Disney. Yeah, that's just me. I know a lot of people are, which is great.
My takeaway is that I have so much more of an appreciation for Roy.
Yeah,
because there was a lot of things that they talked about Roy and Walt and what Roy did after Walt passed and all that. You could see, like, Judith, I felt like she was starting to tear up.
Some of the stories
she's like, you could tell she was like getting all emotional.
Yeah.
But I could see it. I started getting caught up a little bit. And I'm like, okay.
Well, if you guys know the history of the Disney and the Disney Brothers and the Disney Studios and how the parks and they had a lot of ups and downs. It was a big roller coaster ride.
They definitely did.
So so it's a very dramatic story of their entire period of when they started all the way up till today.
Yeah, and that tour guide, she lives this. Well, this was her ultimate dream, to be able to do what she does. That was her when she was asked young what she wanted to do. This is what she wanted to do. So she's like fully 100% committed.
She's living the life.
She is like, so she's very serious about it. She's very emotional about it.
Jim,
she just loves talking about it.
Yeah.
So
Jim's here already.
Oh yeah.
Mom, if you're watching, hello. I know this. I'm your son. Remember me? I'm never usually on the camera. I'm usually behind the camera. So, hello.
Look at this. You're wearing your shirt that you.
I know. Robin Hood
before. I just noticed that. So you took your shirt back from me.
No, because this is the large one. You
Oh,
tried
okay.
giving me some medium one.
Oh, I thought this was the medium.
No.
Oh, okay.
The medium
I take
I
it back
put
then.
back in your pile.
Okay.
This is my
Okay.
men's
All
large shirt, or the way it should be.
All right, continue.
So anyway, so they bring you down Main Street. They're showing you the architecture, why, you know, forced perspective, and all the different names on the studios and the meetings and the stories, some stories behind it. And that was really, really cool. And then they bring you down to the hub. And then you go down towards, you know, talk some more about the castle. And then we start pretty much down in Adventureland.
Eventually, right? Yes. Yeah.
So explaining
Talked about the Aladdin and
more about the history of the Disney brothers and the studios. Most of them getting kicked off. How it got kicked off with you know, Oswald and Alice in Wonderland and
so Tiki Room was
that type
mentioned. Aladdin was mentioned. Jungle Cruise.
We got to go on a special Jungle Cruise tour.
Yes.
So this is a Jungle Cruise tour that you go on. You get your own boat. The tour of the 20 of us had our own specific boat. And the skipper pretty much zips up, and the tour guide does a historical tour type Jungle Cruise.
Right, so you don't have like that.
So if you want to see the skipper ride, you want to see the regular Jungle Cruise, you go see that later.
Right.
You don't do that now, which I expect, because you're paying a lot of money for this special tour.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
It's for special information. So the tour guide is your skipper for this type of for this tour. Right. And she goes about telling you, you know, about the history of the development of the ride and how it came about, and the animatronics involved, and the storytelling behind, you know, what Walt wanted as to what he could actually get in regards to real animals versus animatronics and that type of thing. So that was all very interesting, and it was fun. We went in there, and there's a little bit of an interaction between the tour guide and the skipper, which was funny, because pretty much the tour guide is giving away the skipper's secrets, which are...
So he's over here pouting.
The skipper's like...
putting his feet up.
You know, it's like, yeah. it was funny.
Yeah.
So,
and then she also pointed out some of the things that are in Jungle Cruise that came from other rides or other shows that they repurpose.
Yeah, some of the stuff that, you know, left over from... Great Movie Ride, which was incorporated into Jungle Cruise. Yeah. And one other ride she mentioned, I can't remember though. But yeah, so they did repurpose some of the stuff that they got rid of over at MGM. Hollywood Studios. Some of the stuff was repurposed over into the Jungle Cruise.
Welcome in, Dreamer Deborah.
Dreamer Deborah, welcome
in. Jacob Harrington, welcome in.
A certain someone used to steal his hockey. I imagine he's talking about Lisa. Used to steal John's hockey jerseys.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, they probably look better on her.
so we get to do a special Jungle Cruise ride during the tour. Yep. Then she goes and we proceed down through the rest of Adventureland. She talks a little bit about pirates, talks a little about, again, the story of Oswald, Alice, and she almost brings you, as you're going through the tour, she's bringing you from the beginning to the next stage, to the next stage, to the next stage of the development of, you know, the Disney brothers, the studios, the parks,
she talked about the Tiki Room a little bit, and pirates, who was given, like, okay, I need pirates, go. And then someone had to create the pirates. Yeah. You know, so he was just dropping a whole bunch of names of who did what. Yeah,
and Walt Disney, you know, they were innovators in a lot of things, and when they needed certain things, you found that they found a way to create something that for a specific purpose that they needed it for, which had never been done before. Yeah. And that's great because they had people that, I guess Walt knew so many people that had a specific a trade or some type of you know, it's a gift
Yeah,
and he was able to pick out these people and say, okay, here, you're in my creative department, you're in my writing department, you're in my clothing department.
Right. And they're like the best of the best of the best.
Yeah, and these people weren't even, some of them weren't even...
They weren't big names at the time.
Ready for that.
Right.
They were just, okay, you had this backyard gardener.
His actual gardener.
All of a sudden thrown into
Jungle Cruise,
designing the entire landscape for Jungle Cruise. Who would be thinking of that when I'm doing, okay, I'm going to be a landscaper. You know, Chuck's Landscaping. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I need you to come over and do Jungle Cruise. I'd be like, that would blow my mind. But anyways, that type of thing, mm-hmm. And it's very interesting the way they tell the story throughout the tour. So after we get through Adventure Land, it got quite interesting because that's when you start going backstage.
We went backstage. Yeah, if you had your phone, if she saw that you had your phone out, tours done.
Yeah, they would take it away, and even Avery had a little bit of a hard time because he was on his phone, you know, while the boring parts, the history parts.
He's listening, but he doesn't.
Yeah. So we had to explain to him that we had to put the phone away, or they're going to take it away.
Right.
And so we had to put he agreed begrudgingly. We took this phone away. We put it away for the backstage parts. Yeah. So we between. Pecos Bills and Splash Mountain, Tiana's right there now, where the parade comes out. That's where we head backstage. So we go back there, and we got to say hello to the train that was going by and stuff like that. So that's when it started getting very interesting because you started seeing, after you go over the railroad tracks and start going backstage, you start seeing. Well, the first thing I saw was in the hangars in the back and the big storage areas. I saw the
Halloween,
the rooster, the chicken thing,
from Halloween
float from the Halloween parade.
Yeah,
they have all the Christmas floats and all the different floats stored right back there. I thought they'd be off site somewhere, somewhere stored way far away, but they're just behind.
And they're stored by difficulty of manipulating them and driving them.
Yeah, different heights. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Like the 3 being the highest level floats. They're like 3. They're really high. They're the highest floats. But the funny part was, okay, you're driving, we're walking by, and all of a sudden these half-dressed characters are going by.
So, like, Jeannie didn't have a head, but then you see a guy
holding their head in there,
the head.
And the thing, and
Jesse is a man.
Jesse was a man. Who else was a man?
Mrs. Incredible.
Mrs. Incredible was a man. Yeah.
Well, we say man; they're probably college students.
Yeah, but they're
20-something, 30-something.
I just never thought that they would have males or females playing different characters, but they had a male, they had a female playing
Stitch, and who else? It didn't matter, Who
was the guy from Coco? Was it the Coco guy? That says Sophie saw that was a girl?
The Miguel, I don't know if that's his name.
So anyways, that blew my mind, and basically when the one went by, Avery kind of, he speaks his mind, and he was like, Jesse's a man? And I was like, yeah.
And they tell you, before you come in here, she's like, you're going to be so excited, but you got to keep it all in because these are cast members. This is their job. They're playing a role. Yeah. So they take this stuff very seriously. So she even said that some might not even look at you because they don't want to come in contact with anyone if they're not in their fully 100% costume.
Yeah.
So these people, a lot of them didn't look at. Some looked, some smiled, that type of thing. I'm like, but you couldn't voice it. You had to keep it all in. So we had a lot of half dress where you saw Stitch with his arms down, but his legs are moving, but no head. Different people carrying the head. Oh my God, it was too much.
I want to welcome in Jacob Herring, welcome in, and Cargo's here, I think it's up Cargo. Okay, Jacob's asking, will anybody be at Epcot that can show me the new meet and greet spot? Did you do any video on that? Or
I haven't released it yet. I'm trying to catch up on stuff.
Is there video? So we went in there, we'll talk about that next, but we do have some Stacey's going to be doing a video of us doing it. I think Walt and Melissa's going to be in there tomorrow night, 6:30.
Catch their thing.
I imagine Jeff and Angela are probably going to be in there too. So keep an eye out for them tomorrow.
Yeah. So it was crazy. We saw Cinderella and Rapunzel with just their makeup and wearing just regular clothes. It was just, and their head didn't match. Like, it was just so weird because they're all like perfectly done up in the hair.
Yeah, and it's almost like they wear like these special not long johns. They're like the breathable fabric shirt.
I would say it's like almost like a petticoat.
They had like it's like a scuba suit.
Not a petticoat. It's a scuba suit. It's the white. I don't want to say it's meshy, but it's very light, and it's like usually an underclothing.
I think it's to absorb all the sweat.
And they don't have any cooling things. They don't have cool packs.
Yeah.
They don't go like there was rumors. I remember that they went in a freezing room and then they would come right out on the parade and then they would go back. And there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing.
Crazy Robotics, welcome in.
So these people.
No, this was behind Splash Mountain, outdoors, above ground. We didn't get the. We're not at the utilidors yet. So.
So these people, these cast members, are in these costumes, and we're dying. You know, you're watching the parade, it's 104 degrees, and you're like, oh my god, this is hot. Imagine these people are in these thick, they're thick costumes, head to toe, in the sun, because there's no coverage for them. Yeah. They do have an emergency button.
That we're told, yes. There's a distress button that they can press on some of the...
So if they notice
some of the team leaders can press if there's a character in trouble that needs to be evacuated mid-parade or they're about to faint or
there's certain places that they can get them off.
They have some safety measures in place to do that.
But it wasn't eye-opening because even Sophie was like, oh my gosh, I have to have an ice pack strapped to me. And I'm like, well, you can't. It's not,
Yeah, and I imagine if you're distressed more than once, I think they'll probably take you off the character details of stores.
At least of the parade.
Because they need someone that's reliable and that can take the heat.
Yeah, I definitely have a bigger appreciation for the cast members that are the characters.
Craig says the costumes are water cooled. This lady said there's nothing to help with the atmosphere.
Nothing.
So...
I mean,
this lady also did say, and I don't want to throw her under the bus or anything, maybe she was having an obscene moment, but later on she did say there was 14 colonies and 14 flags. There was 14 flags, but one of them was the American flag. There's only 13 other states, and there's only 13 lanterns in this thing, so there's only 13 colonies. So
she had a few things that she said that were like, no.
I'm like, I'm not sure that's right.
Yeah, Epcot only has one exit.
I expect that on our channel, but not from the tour guide. So, anyways, we were behind. So after we saw some of the funny characters, which there was a lot of them, and I think they were all for the cavalcade because the service is incredible. There were all those from the quick cavalcade that was about to go out.
Yeah, the Zootopia ones. I think those were reversed.
Yeah, the Officer Rabbit lady was there. The White Cat lady was there. Yeah, and it was pretty funny because they come over on a bus and it's almost like then they make their way over the staging areas where they get finished getting dressed and then they hop on the floats and boom right out and then they come back out. So hopefully they're only in those out there in those in the character uniforms maybe half an hour. I'm not sure how long that parade runs, but it's got to be tough for them. I got new respect for them. Yeah. Okay, leaving the mall, I will check in once. Oh, okay. Cargo was in the mall.
Okay, there used to be water tubes running through. Nope, they don't. Nothing.
Well, again, this is what we were told.
Right, but you can see what they're wearing, and there's nothing.
There was nothing that we saw. Nothing. The ones that we saw, maybe there's different types, different levels of different types of uniforms.
Goofy didn't have it. Like, we can name all the characters. They didn't have it. Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, and then we saw...
Just saying what we were told and what we were shown. And
we saw more floats, right?
Yeah, so we went. We continued out backstage. We saw the water pageant parade boat thing.
Yeah.
That was long. They went into that a little bit.
Yeah, the history
and
of
then
that.
They showed a bunch of area where they refurbish and fix broken chairs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And how they clean the floats and how they keep them clean, like
and then
Maleficent was back there.
Too. Oh, that was so cool.
Maleficent
She was in
there,
the hangar.
Maleficent, the float, the big dragon, the fire-breathing really dragon float.
They
cool.
like shine
they
that
were
up
polishing that up back there,
yeah.
And she was explaining how they switched from liquid gas to gel gas now because probably that fire. I don't know if gel is more controllable than.
I think that's what
liquid.
She said. Yeah.
So it's that was all interesting, and we saw again. I was happy to see like the Halloween floats and the Christmas floats back there because
cool.
we're like, wow! And I didn't expect. I expect those to go into special storage since it's only, it's like 8 months in between those things being used.
Yeah.
But they keep them right in the big gigantic. Hangers, I call them hangers.
Yeah.
Because they're almost like plane hangers, right behind Tiana's new ride.
Yeah,
there.
they have a couple of floats there that like, if they're not going to be able to, they have a backup float. A couple of those for like the princess and stuff like that. So. Yeah,
so she's ashamed that they don't use it anymore. That's. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be tough on these
I hope they get reimbursed.
You wonder if there's different levels. I mean, some of them, maybe if you're a cavalcade, maybe you get the basic. Maybe if it's like a super long float like the Halloween floats, maybe those characters have the cooling systems. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
or if you're on stage, maybe, I don't know. But I wanted to hit more about that later on in the tour because we saw some more stuff in the utilidors. So. Yeah. Anyway, so after we saw the backstage
the
floats and stuff like that, they bring us back. They bring us back out into Frontierland, and then they start to bring us pretty much down towards Haunted Mansion. Yeah. So we went down. She was giving us some spiel about some stuff about Frontierland and Liberty Square, and we actually end up getting our own stretching room in the Haunted Mansion.
And the room does stretch.
Yeah, she was explaining the differences between California and Florida, and we're listening to her on the earpiece, so she had some things that she wanted to point out in Haunted Mansion regarding Constance or whatever the killer wedding lady.
The bride.
The bride, yeah, wedding lady. So she had some stuff that she was trying. Oh, if you look over here, you can hear her during the ride a little bit, and she was pointing out things. Okay, look out for this and look out for that and stuff like that. I couldn't find what she was looking for. I couldn't find
what she was looking for either.
I mean, I saw the picture. It's so dark. I imagine if you're looking at it in a lighted room, it's much easier to find. But the stuff that I really didn't care about the stuff she was pointing out. Okay, there's this little candle thing with a guy standing like this, and it's down by another candle holder that's this tall, and it's like, if you look over to the left between this and this, it's down there, and I'm like...
There's also a picture that's where the doors are. It's a table with a lamp. There's a picture. Yeah. That's supposed to be Master Gracie holding the noose in an axe. And it ties to when he says, "Oh, you could do it my way." Yeah. And now that's his little dig at you. Which one would you prefer? I think, Yeah. But it was cool. We weren't expecting to ride Jungle Cruise. We weren't expecting to do the Haunted Mansion. So that was more than just that alone. And she explained the ballroom, and that room has no figures. It's a glass ceiling,
just furniture,
and a glass floor. And so if you went into that room, it's just the furniture that is it. So that was pretty cool. And she explained how they did that.
Yeah. I don't want to put any spoilers.
No. But that was really cool. So And we actually broke down right at that scene, so we could really get a good look at that scene. And it was like, it blows your mind that they're not there, but they're there. You're like, you know what I mean? That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Craig saying, I'm sure they didn't take you in the maintenance bays below Madame Leota, did they?
No.
Yeah. No, we just went on the ride.
Yeah.
And again, we got special tour stuff in our ear from the tour guide.
Yeah.
Well, she rode with us. So we had 20, so it's like you're talking like 10 car string of what we were there. So we were like the last 3 cars.
I think so.
And she was like the first car.
Yeah.
So she was talking about stuff that we would hit in, 2 minutes later or whatever.
So sometimes it's hard to hear too, especially when you have the soundtrack of the Haunted Mansion playing at the same time.
Derek and Gregory, welcome in. Good to see you guys. Go check them out at 8 o'clock, D&G Explorers.
So, where did we go after that?
After the Haunted Mansion, I think, didn't we, that was lunchtime.
We ate. So you had a choice of what, 6 meals at Columbia Harbor
I guess they
House.
used to do Pecos Bills, or Pesos Bills. I don't know, she called it Pecos Bills too. I always called it Pecos Bills, but I was told I was pronouncing it wrong, whatever. I'm going to call it Pecos Bills. It used to be Pecos Bills. That's not anymore. Now, on this tour, we ate above Columbia Harbor House.
Right. Second floor.
Which me and Sophie really liked, although they didn't have the option of her clam chowder.
So you had a choice of, I think, 5 or 6 items. It was basically chicken strips.
Yeah, they had a lobster roll.
Lobster roll with fries.
They had the shrimp
boil.
Shrimp boil bowl,
which I really loved. For the kids' menus, it was just the chicken fingers. But again, they didn't have any kids. And there was a couple other ones, I can't remember what it was.
So you have a half an hour slate to eat.
Yeah.
In which to eat your lunch. And again, it was fine. They set up the whole room, and your plate is already, you're plated with it's like a wedding. It's like you're at your own table, and it has your little name next to it, and it has what you ordered in your chair. So we had 5 of us today, so we had our own table, which was nice. And you get to order a drink, and you get to order a meal, and they give you a special cupcake, which
we didn't even
which was in my backpack, so you can see it got a little bit tilted
sideways. It's like a vanilla cupcake. It's actually really good.
She said it was like a honey something cupcake.
It's a vanilla cupcake.
It's basically a vanilla cupcake with
So we each got one of those, which was surprising.
A bunch of colorful frosting on it. Lavender, they call it lavender frosting, which is the purple,
it was
orange.
Good. But you're not allowed to carry it around where it's visible. It has to be in a bag. When you leave.
I guess
you either eat it or put it in a bag.
Secret. You can't let people show you.
Right.
You can't
it's supposed to be a surprise.
You can't let the peasants see how you got this super deal.
Yeah. The half hour was just enough time, and that's where we got these, right?
Yep.
So these were where all our food is. You looked for your thing.
Yeah, I explained.
So that was a nice surprise too.
Yeah, and then again, inside your place keeper was the key to the kingdom.
Isn't that cool?
It's a little pin. You got your pin.
But technically, they talk about how the keys aren't really keys. They're the 5 safety, all that type of stuff. So.
Water. So I got the order. I got the number 1, which is a lobster roll with a water. Water.
Okay.
So I don't know what yours is. Whatever.
I'm gonna make a.
So you eat there, and it's very nice. They set something up for you. You have a half an hour to eat.
Yep.
And after
that, the time there is bathroom breaks too.
Yeah, they have bathroom breaks. Yep. So after that, we went over towards Fantasyland, and she was telling you have
they talked about it's a small world.
A little, yeah. She talked about a little bit of Small World. And
the dolls and.
Wendy B, welcome in.
It was It's a Small was the first woman's that did
Pepper's Ghost Effect. Yes, she mentioned. Wow, you wicked smart.
It was Craig.
Craig, yeah.
It's his industry, right?
Smart, yes. But I didn't remember that. I don't remember those types of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember Pepper's Ghost Effect.
Yeah, but there was women that was doing all the costuming and all the hair and makeup, and that wasn't really heard of, right? It's a Small World, right?
Oh, she started. Okay, the background of It's a Small World.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, and then the theory is, I guess at that time when they were doing this, there was a lot of turmoil in the world and wars, and Walt wanted to make a statement, and that's why he has every single country, continent, anything around the world is represented in It's a Small World. There is a doll for it, and his message is that we all should be together and join
Well, it was
together.
right after the war and stuff too.
Right.
Again,
so,
she gives
so
us
that
the
was
whole story.
Yeah. So that's and so, you all probably been on It's a Small World where they all have the different languages, but at the end they're all singing. All the countries are singing together.
Yeah, in unison.
So that was Walt making a statement in regards to the war and what was going on.
Yeah, so after that, if you bring this past Just a Small World, past the carousel, she's talking about the castle. She showed us what windows were the Cinderella suite, and how you would win a lottery to be able to stay in that room. It used to be for the first year they used to come out and just random guests. They used to
there would be a thing. There would be like choices of things. So
it was a
worker would pick it out and go, oh, okay, you're gonna go to this ride, and the third person in this ride gets a free fast pass.
No, gets the suite.
I know, but they had other stuff too like that as well.
Okay, well, we're talking about the suite.
So but that was similar too. It was random.
Yeah. So, anyways, for the suite, they did that for the first year. They don't do that anymore. Now it's an online or cast member type of special, very, very, very special lottery that they do, and it's very rare. She says this person, our tour guide Judith, right?
Yeah.
She is actually the concierge for the Cinderella suite. So if she would get notified when someone's staying in the suite, she goes and she does the concierge stuff for those people. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
She's knowing that she was the person that takes care of the people that stay in the Cinderella suite.
Yeah. I think Wendy came in.
Yes, I said hello.
Okay, just make sure. And I think Jamie's in here too. Chronicles with Ellen J.
Yep, welcome in, Jamie.
Number 2, Matt.
Matt, welcome in. Hope you're feeling good. Hope you're getting better.
Yeah. Sheree.
Yep. So after she told us about the history of the castle and how Cinderella gets a suite, but Prince whatever only gets a table. Something like that. That was her only joke, and we didn't really laugh.
No one laughed, and she was like, "Oh,
she
that was
gave
probably
us
cute."
some junk, and then everyone laughed afterwards. All right. So, anyways, then you go around by Friar Tuck's.
Yeah.
The Friar Tuck's.
That's
and
the ice cream place.
And you enter the utilidors underground stuff.
Yeah.
From over where Friar Tuck's little snack area.
There's a special door there.
Right inside of Friar Tuck's is the utilidor entrance or access corridor there. So that was cool. So Avery had a little bit of a rough ride this morning in the car, so we had him in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Cherie's wheelchair that she had given to us.
Thank you, Cherie.
Thank you, Cherie.
And James.
That worked out. Cherie and James.
Yes, we have been using it.
Sometimes. We're trying to use it very, very sparingly because he's only 23 and I refuse to have him locked into a wheelchair for the rest of his life.
Right.
He's going to adjust, hopefully.
Yeah.
And anyways, we used the wheelchair today. So me and Avery got to go down in the elevator while you guys had to take the stairs.
Yeah, we all took the stairs. My mother should have been up with you.
had to take the stairs.
Right? I was like, oh, where are they going?
Yeah, and while we were in the elevator, we saw Tom Cruise, we saw Tom Hanks, we saw Harrison Ford, Luke Skywalker. They were all in the elevator with us. We had some cupcakes, and they had to go. And anyways, by the time we got downstairs, we were waiting for them to come down the stairs. We got down the elevator. But that was cool. So you start off. You start off in one area, and she starts bringing you pretty much around the utilidors. What I didn't realize is this is pretty much like a whole business office. It's like an office building down there. They have HR. They have training courses. They have break rooms.
You would think that would have been in a business building.
Yeah.
You know, and then this would just be the highway underneath.
I just thought this was a way for people when they come, get the employees to get to certain parts of the parks
can't wear
without being seen.
Their costume cannot leave that land, whatever they're in.
But there's training, there's costuming, there's makeup, and
really
all
cool.
these. It's like their entire business.
Yeah. There's a gym.
I didn't know that was down
because some of these people have to. Well, they have to stay fit because they're dancing in the parades, or they have to stay fit because their costume might be heavy. So there's a gym for them to do that, and they're expected to use it. You know? What?
That's like, did you see Tom tell my... How was Tom? He told me. He did ask, yeah, how's Matt? And I was like, he's okay. He's a little sick. He's on the mend. Yeah, so...
and there's long piping.
There was a lot of cool stuff.
Oh my God, when you're underneath the ice cream on Main Street, you can smell the waffle cones. Big time.
There was a heavy scent of waffle cone.
Oh my God, that's how it just hits you.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
But so down in the utilidors, it's kind of hard to remember where they took us. But there was people. Okay, so this is where you saw more of the princesses because we were right underneath the castle.
Yeah.
And the princesses, their faces and their hair are all made up perfect. Yeah. And then they're in their stretch scuba suits. Yeah. Underneath. They're not wearing the dresses or anything like that. And you had what? You had Rapunzel and Cinderella just
they were
walking
talking.
down the hallway,
they were talking to each other. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, their faces are all perfect.
We saw Tinkerbell.
And yeah.
We saw a couple of the male dancers. A lot of them had their, because some of them, I think all the women I think is expected to wear wigs in the parades. It seems like. Yeah. So they all had like, it wasn't like fishnet, but they already had their hair shoved. And they just didn't have the wig on, but they were fully done up. And they're taught how to do their own makeup.
Yes, they're trained.
And each character has one person, so they refer to it as my person. So that way they have someone to help them at all times, which is pretty cool as well. Hi, you want to come say hi? Sophie.
The Digital Animation Control System Room, the DAX. I'm not sure. We passed a lot of rooms.
Oh my God!
Some of them were open doors. Some of them were closed doors.
Yeah,
it's funny. You're walking along. What is fun? I was caught by surprise by some certain things. You had some people. You had like a cast member sitting on the floor eating their lunch or whatever in the middle of the walkway. Yeah. And it was like, okay, that's cool. That's something I would do. If I was. I'd be like, yeah, man, I'm having my coffee. It's like the tourists walking by. It's like, okay,
and it's not like Disney'd out either in these tunnels.
Yeah, it's so
they
relaxed.
Will have like
they're real people.
The arrows going Frontierland, Phaseland is pointing to which way to go for the tunnels. They have that. They also have like a section where they might be celebrating. Like she was saying that like the Tiana's bio. They have almost like a photo section set up, and
there's an employee section where they do special employee events. Like they'll have special Crustable Day or something like that.
And everyone gets like a free Crustables,
and other things like that.
Or photos like with Tiana, like that. They're expecting because they had the backdrop of Tiana, so eventually Tiana's going to be in there, and all the cast members can go up and get their photo taken with her. Yeah. And
that was cool. Yeah. And we went like all the way we went all underneath underneath the castle, the hub, all the way down Main Street eventually at the end of the tour. Yeah. And it was really cool. Yeah. It was she's showing you the pictures of the Florida project and giving you the story about that. And
there was also kind of where people felt like we're in the basement, so she brought us, she's like, I'm gonna have you go to this point and look to the right, because everyone felt like we're in the basement. We went through that and we're land level.
There's a long tunnel, yeah. That's where the employees dropped off on the buses, and they come in that way, and then they disperse to wherever they need.
Yeah, so we weren't in the basement. And then there's a couple levels. Yeah. So it's not like just one level, right? There's two.
3 levels, but you can go all the way up. Yeah. Well, there's on the castle. There's more levels, but
right, but we weren't.
The room that was pretty cool was also the tailoring room where they make all the outfits and they fix all the costumes. And okay, so we got this from the tailors, I guess.
That is a piece.
This is like material. It's not a sticker.
No,
it's actually
material.
Thread.
Yeah.
It's thread. I think this is from Cinderella's dress or one of her old dresses. So they're handing out these.
Yeah,
it's pretty
I'm
cool.
gonna do a shadow box of all this stuff.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. But you see them.
And then you're not allowed to talk.
They have seamstresses from all over the world that work there.
Yeah.
And they have certain signs that are made saying,
like they decorate the room.
This needs to be done. This is today, and this is next week, and this is whatever. And they have racks and racks of
there's oh my
dresses
god,
and costumes and stuff like that.
But what's really cool is they're showing like, okay, so here's a picture.
Hey Keith, welcome in. Happy birthday yesterday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Or 2 days ago.
They would be handed a picture, and then they say, "Do it," and now they have to make a dress out of it. Like they have to come up with their concept of what it's supposed to look like from a photo or a hand drawing.
The artist's drawing of a character or a specific thing, the artist will draw it, and then they hand it to the seamstress or whatever, and then they create it. Which is kind of like what Sophie was doing in school last semester, which was pretty cool, because I was like, I hope she's getting...
She had to draw
She seemed interested in this whole thing, because she drew her own outfit, and she had to go purchase the materials to make her outfit. She sewed it all together in patterns and everything, which that was a very proud moment for me, seeing her working on something from scratch, from drawing to creation to wearing. Yeah, that was awesome. I was so excited that Sophie did that this past semester. Yeah. So this was them. You actually get to see this. Okay, in the professional realm. Okay, this is a
I was like, Sophie, maybe you want to do this
Disney World type of thing. So it was really cool.
Yeah, yeah. They said they have over 500 different ribbons, buttons. It was a big room.
Yeah, different types of buttons, different types of threads, and different types of material.
You couldn't talk or touch.
Ribbons, buttons, materials. Yeah,
threads. Yeah, and the threads. So you saw a lot of the costumes that you see in the parades and stuff. Yeah. They were all hanging out, and there might be 3 of that costume.
Oh, you saw my future workspace, she says. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool if Sophie wanted to do something like that.
We decided we're live on the phone here, so usually we would highlight comments and stuff if we were doing it straight from StreamYard, which we're not. So it's like I want to highlight the comments on the computer, but we can't. So I apologize. Yeah. So you're on the phones, but
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So the whole Utilidor thing was awesome. You're seeing regular characters, you're seeing regular staff, people just walking by. Going to their workplaces, just holding coffee, and they might wave to you, they might just ignore you.
Some smile, some,
Yes, but it was cool seeing the normalcy underneath the castle and the utilities just saying,
they're just people.
Yeah, so that was really, really cool. And then anything other worth mentioning for the Utilidors?
No, I mean, we just walked underneath castle and then all down the hub, all down Main Street.
They do have little not golf cart, but it's like underground buggy things that you can tell workers were sitting on the bus waiting to be taken to their station, so they must have some type of bus route or worker drop off.
Not all vehicles go in the tunnels.
Yeah.
So only certain tunnels will have vehicles.
Yeah. And they have the management team pictures everywhere, and it was definitely cool.
The 6 people that manage Magic Kingdom.
So to end up the tour, so you go back upstairs, you come out by the confectionery, behind the confectionery. Yeah. And it's the emergency evacuation route that they do when the park is really, really packed at the end of the night. They put you down the side of, what is it, the Plaza restaurant, to the left of the Plaza restaurant, that extra... Right.
It's the place also where, when you have the holiday parties, they'll have you
enter in that way, yeah.
Instead of going down Main Street, you're taking a right and going behind.
You come out that way. We go back upstairs. Say hi to all the celebrities in the elevator.
They also mentioned Tinkerbell. Make sure we talk about Tinkerbell.
Yeah, they showed Tinkerbell's wire and her landing spot where
and the emergency
where it comes down
thing.
to
and there's only 3 Tinkerbells. None of them are men. So she says that's not true, but I don't know if I think
she says all of them are
I think
female.
some of the things she said, she was trying to rewrite
Maybe
the rumors.
Maybe.
So I felt like she did a lot of that where we know some of the things and that's really what it was, but they don't want people thinking that anymore, so they try to rewrite it. There was a few of those.
You get the feeling that they're trying to make things.
Yeah.
But then again, the other rumors might not be true. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go into that.
Yeah.
But anyways, 3 Cinderellas. They can fly whenever they feel like it. If the Tinkerbells. If they get up in the castle and they think it's too windy or whatever, they have the right to say, nope, I'm not flying tonight or whatever.
Yeah.
So they do whatever they...
And that's all they do is that role, right?
Yeah, and I think it's $500 a flight, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. And they come in there for 15 minutes and...
Fly, yeah.
I guess you gotta get dressed and too.
You gotta get your makeup and
still,
stuff.
It's not a bad check for one flight, right? And then, then the tour ends up by Tony's restaurant again, up front. And this lady, again, she loved what she did. She did a great job.
Yeah. She
and
started crying
you could tell that she started bawling at the end because maybe her mother recently passed away.
Yeah.
But she used to go by Judy, and she changed her thing to Judith because her mother preferred her to be called Judith.
She's a Judith.
She didn't like it
Judy.
when she called herself Judy, and there was some emotional story there that was so she ends up going by Judith now, and it was touching, but so she did a great job, and it ended up being a really fun time. Highly recommended. Do that tour, especially if you love the history, then you get even more out of it than we did. But the cool stuff behind the scenes, behind the characters and the floats and the utilidors, that alone was worth it for me. That was cool.
I was talking to Melissa. She was saying that they only saw the princesses when they went through there. They didn't see the characters like we saw.
No, well, we were on the 8:30 tour.
Perfect timing for us.
8:30 tour. By the time we were getting over there was a cavalcade they were getting ready for the cavalcade. So that was perfect timing. So maybe if you do the 8:30 tour, maybe you'll see the same things that we saw. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Because there was a tour half hour before us. There was a tour half hour after us.
Yeah.
So the ones half hour before us, I can imagine that they didn't see those characters out there
because they were on a mission. They were getting ready for the floats. Yeah.
And maybe the half hour behind us, maybe they saw the end of the people, the characters getting off, and getting back to their places. Yeah. So maybe
it was crazy. It was just, I don't know.
How come Tinkerbell looks so big? I don't know, Keith. She doesn't look too big. If you see these people in the...
They actually, they like have to be 103 pounds. Or so, like, they have to be a specific weight. I heard that you have to be a specific weight, and if they're not, because the weight is key with the what do you call it?
Oh, so Chicago's giving a gift to Auntie Laura too. There is a storage fee for Auntie Laura. $80 a day. For you, $75 a day. How's that?
But yeah, we would definitely do that again.
It was fun. So highly recommended.
Yeah.
Any questions you guys have about the tour, let us know. Definitely worth it. And it didn't end up, it was supposed to rain all morning, so we had brought in raincoats and everything like that. Didn't need them. We sprinkled a little bit at one point, but we got lucky. And it was, we did not end up having to walk around, trudging around in the rain.
Right.
They do it rain or shine. That's why they give you ponchos. Yeah. So they're not going to cancel the tour.
Right. So for the fee, we got lunch, we got special pins, piece of Cinderella's dress, surprise cupcake, special. Well, obviously the backstage stuff.
Yeah, you got food and you got lunch.
Yeah. So it's.
They give you bottled water, free
bottled waters. They gave us ponchos just because. Yeah. So
lunch,
we got
another bottle of soda or water if you wanted at lunch.
Yeah.
So it was a good experience that we definitely.
I don't feel like we paid too much for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how much was it again? Do you remember? It was like $150 a person.
I think with taxes, I think it was 170.
In that range, 150-ish, 160, 170. But yeah, you can always look it up too.
Yeah.
But it was fun. We just spent an hour spending one topic.
Okay, well.
So.
All right, we have a bunch of topics.
All right, so the other day we can run over, but please feel free to run over and say hi to Derek and Gregory if you guys want to go see D&G Explorers.
Yeah.
We're going to continue on just because we have stuff we wanted to talk about too.
Yeah.
But we understand if
we got the Communicore.
Our hour is up, our time is up, so if you're going to move on to other things, we won't hold it against you.
We're going to talk about Communicore, the new area in Epcot,
and
DAS, which is a big one, and then Avery.
And then we'll see. We don't have to do all this stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyways, the Communicore area in Epcot is open now.
Yeah.
And it was a cute little area. It's a cute little area.
Yeah.
You expect if they would have opened all the things like that and Moana's water thing and all this stuff together, I think it would have been more of a big event.
Yes.
Since they're opening it up piecemeal, little pieces here and there, the walls were coming down slowly, which I agree with because they were taking forever. And they had to start showing these things to people because people were getting frustrated, and it wasn't going to be a huge reveal when it was done anyways. So I was happy when Moana opened. This place, it's a cool little area. They have a stage that Locale, the band, there's a Locale dancing troupe or whatever on the stage.
Chicago no Pinocchio. She was asking if we saw Pinocchio.
No, we didn't see Pinocchio. No. So there's a stage where they do a, what's the name of that show, that movie?
Encanto.
Encanto. They do those, a musical sing-along type of dance thing where people are involved. They can bring guests up on stage to play certain parts in their show, and they sing different songs from Encanto. They have a dance troupe that gets the people out on the lawn and stuff up and dancing, doing almost like a Zumba workout, I believe. That's how Meredith explained it, which is pretty good because they're out there making people dance and getting involved and interactive show.
And they have a screen that was like of the clip
with the words.
Of the words and
you can sing along
of that part of the movie.
Yeah. And then they have a little snack shack over to the left where they have like 3 different
one is a dessert.
Meals that are Spanish based or Mexican based, Encanto based. You know, it's like 3 like snacks. They're all under like $7. And then they had like 3 or 4 different types of drinks. Some of them alcoholic, some of them not, I think. Yeah. And then over to the right of that, they had the meet and greet area with Minnie, Mickey, and Goofy. 3 different stages.
It's similar to how they had before.
Yeah.
It's one room, but you got
3 different stations. Yeah, they move you through. You know,
so you'll see all 3 of the characters.
Yep. And the wait for us was only like 20 minutes. It wasn't bad. Yeah. They had queues set up outside, which weren't used when we were there, anyways. We are being interrupted by Avery.
Bring it over here now, Daddy.
So we saw. Then they have nice backgrounds with Mickey and Goofy and Minnie, and the character
we put them
interactions were really good. You know,
YouTube
again,
channel.
you get into it what you get out of it. You get out of it what you get into it, what you put into it. And it was a fun experience, and it was a very air conditioned, well thought out area where they.
That is one time.
There you go. I loosened it up.
All right. Here.
But there's only 3 of them. I was expecting there to be another room of another maybe set of 3 characters, but it's only the 3 of them. And then you're back out into the outside area. Behind all that, they have this huge room now, Communication Hall, or Communicore Hall, which is a very big,
heavily AC.
Yeah, very
cool in there.
Very cool.
Tons of tables and chairs.
It's a chill. Some people are saying it looks like a college campus type of inner room a little bit, and I would agree with that. It's kind of like an airport, I guess. You want to say it? There's carpets, lots of tables, lots of lounge chairs.
There's probably a lot of charging stations along the wall.
Yeah, and the key is it's in the shade, inside, air conditioned.
I know it's being heavily used too.
Yeah, you can get your food from the outside thing, bring it in there and chill out.
Right.
Or if you have whatever, food from somewhere else, or
we
if you just want to go in there and just sit down.
Or Connections, whatever it's called.
Yeah, so it was good.
Yeah.
They have...
We just walked through it though.
Outside, more toward, if you walk a little bit towards Spaceship Earth, there is a nature place where there's almost like trees. And this is where they have, where Stacy's calling them pole dancers. Pretty much, they have these like circular
poles.
It's like
There's
a ball.
4 poles.
It's a metal ball type of thing. That 5 characters. They're dressed up like birds or fairies.
I would say more like fairies.
I would say fairies. Okay.
Yeah.
And
they dance around.
And they dance around these poles, and they're acting like fairies or birds or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're spinning it around, and they do a little show for like 10 minutes, and they're dancing on. That's why she called them pole dancers, because it's kind of like they're fancy dancing on a spinning ball that's a metallic ball that's kind of like poles.
They're green poles.
So
poles.
It looked nice from far away. When we actually had a chance to go over there and invest and to see the show, they didn't have times posted for when the show. It's a sporadic thing.
Right.
And unfortunately, we weren't able to see it close up when we were there.
And it was super hot, and those are metal poles. So eventually,
they're
those
painted,
poles,
and it's in the shade though.
I don't think it was.
It was. They have the trees.
Right.
They had shade right over.
I was thinking that the poles are going to get very hot.
No, but it was. But it's a little 10-minute thing that they go periodically through, and it's nice. It's supposed to be for that area, which is woodsy type of thing.
But to me, that's like a one and done.
Yeah, so I'm not even sure if that's even part of. We've never noticed the dancers there before.
Right.
Encanto opened, the new community opened. That's why we're associating that with that. Long maybe before that opened, but
or maybe
we noticed that. Yeah. But the rest of the area, is completely open now. The walls are down, and they had a lot of media there. It was the first day we were there. They had a lot of media there. They had a lot of people filming. They had, Dizney filming. They had some, all your YouTube, main YouTube people were there. I don't know who was there, and some others, and some live streamers we saw there as well. Mm-hmm. So as you would expect, the first day thing. Yeah. And it was
So my mom got to meet. I don't know if she watched this.
It's going to be hot in that area. There's not enough shade for where the people stand. Mm-hmm. The shade, the stage is covered. Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
It could be if there's a torrential storm that's blowing sideways. They're still going to get wet. Yeah. It's not that covered. It's covered from sun and stuff like that, plenty, but not from wind blown rain.
And that's the thing. The day that this opened, we did have some showers come through. But we weren't there to see how they handled it. Yeah.
But we were there during the sunshine, though.
We were there, right. We were there, right. It was very hot.
And that's the grassy area. I can imagine in the summertime it's going to be hot. So it's going to be tough to stay out there and watch shows.
Yeah, and they're not going to do the shows.
I think they need to incorporate, like the old area when it was a fountain. Yeah. They used to have these
not netting,
canopies type of thing. And I think they need to incorporate that over that area to provide people shade, or else they're going to have issues with people not wanting to stand out there.
I think so. And it'll be interesting, like if you have a day that's raining all day, are they going to actually run the show?
So overall, it's a cute little area. We're glad that everything's open now. Thankfully, you can walk right through instead of having to walk around walls now.
But it's pretty. More geared to kids.
It's nicely lit at night, and it's modern and stuff like that. And it's a nice.
We didn't do the restrooms. Did you? We didn't use the restrooms, right?
The restrooms are the same thing on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see anything major. No new restrooms.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless I walked right by them, I don't think I did.
Okay.
But the restrooms are still on the outside, facing the land and imagination.
Okay.
All right. So Communicore Core, the new Communicore area. I would say it's a cute area. It's cute. It's not a failure, but it's again, this area's been closed. What, 5 years?
Time.
It's been, and I think they should have did a lot more.
Oh, they could have done a lot more. Yeah.
A lot more, but now that it's open, it's a cute area. But it's
we don't have young kids.
They did a lot better.
So to me, I don't have to go there.
Yeah, and
one and done.
And Canto music is cute.
It is cute. I like
the stage show is cute. They involve some kids and adults. Yeah. They pull in one stage. You hold a little card that's doing a certain thing, and they'll do a little dance around each person, and it's definitely cute, and the music is cute. So I give the show a thumbs up. It's just the wait outside in the sun's people are gonna boil.
Unfortunately, yeah. It'll be interesting to see if they add those little campy things to help. And then again, if it rains, they can't do the show. No one's gonna want to stand there in the rain. And then on one of the sides, you weren't allowed to go, like if you're facing the stage to the left, because the line for the food is right there too.
No,
so now you had to open it up,
when
right?
They moved us because that's where the characters came out. That's where the dancers were coming out from that door.
All right.
So
there were spots where you had to kind of
so you have to be careful. You have to be aware.
Yeah.
Okay, Wilby, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. If I missed anybody, sorry. Heather's been yapping and ignoring the chat. I apologize. We're new at this.
So kids, if you have kids, the Communicore is cute. If you like Encanto, that's really cute. Yeah. But
if you like seeing the characters,
I'll just be happy to walk right through, and not have to go around.
Yeah.
It was nice to see all the walls down,
Yes. All right. So let's talk about our experience. We called DAS last. We had Avery's old DAS had expired. Mm-hmm. It was good for a month, and they said we would have to call in to get a new DAS when that ran out.
So you gotta go on your My Experience, and you got to
request a meeting.
A meeting. I probably sat
face-to-face meeting. They want to see you.
I probably sat in the waiting queue maybe 5-10 minutes before. It will also on the screen it's going to show like a chat, and then they're going to be like, what do you need to do type thing, and I was like, DAS renewal, because he's had it in the past. I kind of wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure they knew that we're renewing it and we're not just this is like a non-new thing. And then the chat person would come back. Well, it's not a renewal. You're requesting. It's like, okay, let's play the games. So it was like 5-10 minutes waiting, and then they're like, okay, well, is the person that needs the yes with you? And you're like, yes. They're like, okay, and then eventually a human being comes on your screen. So I got a 20-something-year-old, mid-20 to 30-year-old on my screen, and then
what was her name? Victoria, maybe? I want to say it was Victoria.
Victoria, I think that was Victoria. And then when do you need this by? And then I gave the date. It was today. But we were thinking of bringing him in Saturday. Well, when do you need this? You had to provide a specific date, and you had to have a park reservation, so they can tag it to that first date that they need to be used.
Okay.
Okay, so you can't just call up and say, I need this, if you do not have a park reservation for that particular person.
And let me just preface this by saying we're trying not to we're not going to try to be too emotional here, okay? But this was a
traumatizing,
ringing experience.
Oh my god!
Dealing with these people, it felt like you were getting interrogated. So
I'm glad I couldn't.
If we come across as frustrated or whatever, we're trying to contain it. But it was a very
stressful.
I felt like I
justifying.
I was put through a ringer where you should never have to do this.
We were exhausted
when
after
you have
it.
Special needs people you're trying to look out for, you should never have to feel this way when trying to justify this to Disney World.
Oh my God.
Okay? You should never have to feel this way. But I just want to say,
like, my level is
across too much,
rising right now because
we'll try to calm it down. You gotta calm down.
I know, but I'm already ready to jump for my skin.
But okay, just putting that out there. Okay,
yeah.
So I apologize if we get too excited or too too negative. We're not going to try to do that further.
So I told them that we need a renew, and they explained to me that it's not a renewal.
Right, you already said that. Earthquake.
So
bang my knee.
So we had to have a park reservation, which I happened to, and then they asked who it was for, and why do we feel that we need this pass. And so I said, well, he's autistic.
Cynthia's here. Welcome in, Cynthia.
I said, he's autistic. And they're like, we do not give out passes by diagnosis. Diagnosis. I was like, okay. And then, so I started explaining that he's got sensory issues.
Oh, believe me, Matt. I let her know. Twice during the call.
Oh my God. So this is me. He's not in the room yet.
I ended up apologizing at one point of a little bit, but they deserved it totally.
Yeah.
But
I'm on this phone. He's not there yet. He hasn't been dragged
I was working.
No, I know, but I'm saying it was just me at this point. Yeah. You know, and I'm trying to stay calm and be nice. And I know he needs the pass. So how can Disney not give it to him? Because he needs the pass. Like, hello. A parent would know more than anyone, right? And she's not a doctor. This Victoria lady is not a medical person, has no medical background.
You also got to remember that they're trying to weed out the people that are playing the system.
So I explained, you know, he's got sensitivity to hearing. He can't stay in a long line. He gets overstimulated. And I'm trying to just throw out all these things.
Yeah, but the main key is where he shuts down.
And then I mentioned about how he shuts down.
You can do probably one line without any problem, but
then that's it.
2 line, 3 line, then he just sits down and refuses to do anything else for the rest of the day. So that type of thing. But he also has physical issues on top of it.
Yeah. So that's the new thing. So I kind of like threw all that out her, and I'm like, so then she's like, okay. And you can see she's got like cue cards or something here because she's looking.
I'm trying to understand this a little bit better. So she asks the questions again.
Right.
And then you're trying to.
You're trying now to elaborate.
You end up doing this like 4 times.
Well, she was already doing this to me twice before you even showed up. So now she's like, well, when he gets overstimulated, what happens? So then I'm trying to explain what happens. Well, when he shuts down, what happens? So I went through this already twice. And then Charlie comes in the door, and I'm like, you know what I mean?
Well, I finally heard the conversation from my part of the house.
I think I was getting louder.
And I had a break, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go listen in.
And I'm at the point where I'm like saying to her, I don't know what else you want me to say. So I started saying like, well,
it started going down. It started getting to a level where I was like, I got involved because I was like, there's no way anyone should ever have to go through this. It was like it was being drilled by Nazis.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's exactly what it was like.
It was really bad.
Over and over and over again, repeating the same questions. You wanted to reach in and strangle these people.
Yeah,
and that should never ever happen with Disney World. No. Sorry. You are the trendsetter. I realize that you have people to weed out that are abusing the system. Fine. You do that, but you don't punish the people who are really... We deal with special needs every single day. You think we love this? You think this is easy? And now we have to get interrogated? This type of inquisitor style by you?
20-something-year-old.
You know, and it ended up getting escalated a couple times, which unfortunately, I think it took those escalations where we finally got... Okay, we got approval for a DAS. which a lot of people are not getting approval.
Oh.
But it took us pretty much freaking out on them twice before they actually got the message. And I think
that's
it's sad, but I think that's what they're actually looking for, people to freak out on them. And they say, okay, they really, really want this. They really, really need it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting it.
Yeah.
But it's almost like they're poking you. They're poking you to see, okay, because if you're faking it, or if you're trying to abuse the system, maybe you're not going to go that far.
Break down. Yeah.
You're going to say, fine, the heck with this.
Yes,
I'm going to do it
I
from
don't need
another
this.
way.
Yeah.
But that's going about it the wrong way.
Oh my God.
Because you don't need to put people who are living every day, with the stress, and now you're putting them through a ringer.
Yeah,
it was awful, awful, awful. And I ended up saying the specific stuff to this lady, right? And telling her, they have to put themselves in our shoes because this is not right, And I was like, we are not trying to abuse the system. We are not trying to skip any lines. We're not trying to do anything. And we're like, fine, give us a return time so he doesn't have to stand still for 60 minutes or whatever. We're not asking to skip any lines. We'll wait the 60 minutes just like everybody else, except we're waiting over here.
Yeah.
We're waiting while we can feed them, we can bring them into a store or distract them somehow. We're not asking to skip any lines. Okay? And I think finally she got at the end of it, which I had been
I said it
again, a couple explosions, a couple
and us repeating ourselves at least 5 times.
And me leaving the room for 5 minutes, coming back. Yeah. And it was still going on.
It was still going on. And she was asking the exact same questions over and over again.
This is not
the way
to do this.
So you can see she's looking at her paper. So can you say again what he does when he shuts down?
I mean, she was so stressed out. She called. She tried to get in touch with Lisa to discuss. She needed to talk to someone.
Oh my God! So I'm like, okay. So we're in line.
Lisa's in there right now.
And he shuts down. There's going to be 3 options that's going to happen. 1, he's going to get up and he's going to go forwards and try cutting the line because he shouldn't be in this line. I said, so
maybe wouldn't do anything.
No. But these are options, people, right? Like now I'm trying to scare her a little bit. But he could push his way through, not to hurt anybody. But I said, so he could be touching other guests. I said, or he can shut down and he's going to sit there in line and you're not going to be able to move him. Or he's going to go the opposite direction. I said, so guests are going to have to step over him or maybe be touched. I said, that will be on us. That will be on you. If you do not give this, I
didn't think you had to go that far.
But I was like, so if something happens because you didn't give this, I said, it's going to be on you. It's going to be your problem, not mine.
Let's calm down a little bit. Come say hi.
Here's the troublemaker.
Here's the troublemaker. Say hi, everybody.
Say hi to everybody.
Scooch down.
They can't see the top of your head.
I was sleepy.
Yeah, he
was sleeping.
His vitamins make him sleepy. Yeah. What?
Anyways.
What's happening for supper?
I don't know what's happening for supper.
We'll be done in just a few minutes.
Can you get me some takeout?
Takeout, maybe. I don't know.
No, we'll see. We'll see, buddy. Soon. We won't be that much longer. Sorry.
I had to say that to them at least 3 times. And I kept saying, if he does anything, it's not on me. It's not on him.
Yeah, but I didn't like that route that you took because
I was getting to a point where he's not violent, but he could touch people. He could sit there and guests would have to go over him. So it would disrupt other guests was my point as to what I was saying. In that it would be on them.
She leaves the same, Joey's the same way. It's like
right? They don't and I mentioned that. I used the word fight or flight multiple times. Yeah. I went through this 2 times before Charlie got in there. And then you lost your cool. You had to walk away, and then you came back,
Well, that's been
and
cool
I'm
a couple
saying,
times.
and I'm saying the same stuff over and over. So then she says, "Well, is Avery around? I'd like to ask him some questions." And I'm going, "Oh yeah, here we go, right?" So now I had to bring him, and Avery's there looking at her on the camera.
We're warning her, saying he's autistic.
I said he's
just let him
autistic.
know.
He's not gonna say.
He's not Sheldon Cooper autistic, where he can explain himself. Okay, yip 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 with all this articulate language. He is.
So she says to him,
"He's Avery. If you guys ever talk to Avery, you know what I'm talking about." And so we bring her over.
She says to him,
wants to be on the screen with Avery, right?
"How does it make you feel when you're in line and Avery's like..."
I don't know. He didn't know how to respond.
he didn't, and I said to her, "He's autistic. You have to use yes and no questions."
Or simpler questions,
Okay.
Just,
She shakes her. "Okay, Avery, how does it feel when you get overstimulated?" And I'm like, he's not going to answer you. Again, yes and no questions. So, and then she didn't know what to say to him because she didn't have yes and no questions.
They're using people that are supposedly experts in
No,
maybe this an autism field. I don't know, but
absolutely not.
this lady did not have any clue.
Zero.
So unfortunately, I know they're not going to hire doctors or specialists like that in that sense. They have certain criteria they have a checklist to go down, you can tell. And that checklist probably it's a repeat, and it's a repeat, and a repeat. And they're just going down the checklist. They have to repeat things. Sometimes they're looking for you to screw up. It's almost like they're looking for you to change your answer. But when you have someone like Avery,
you couldn't answer any of her questions.
The truth is the answer.
Right.
It's going to be the same thing. And I could see how them doing it with someone who's faking it, maybe they weed out the 1 or 2 per 100 that they can catch, maybe. But you're putting the other 98 real cases through the ringer, which really
I don't know. There's a lot of people
it's absolutely
that didn't
wrong.
get them. I did in some of the groups, and some of them sound like they were like Avery, and they didn't get it. And maybe they kept their cool and didn't freak out. I mean, we literally kind of ripped her head off at the end.
I didn't freak out as in F-bombing
well,
this or that.
No,
it wasn't all that.
But we put her in her place,
with
though.
a very, very systemic argument from beginning to end that basically ripped her to shreds. And I think she realized that. But it gave her our side of this interrogation that was going on. It was like totally uncalled for. And
I know.
Again, I'm kind of wired right now just talking about this.
I am too. I know we're both like, now we're like in your faces. But the other thing is that while you were kind of going off, you could see she's looking over and she's looking like she wasn't rolling her eyes, but I felt like she wanted to roll her eyes. But she's so lucky because I would have found a way to go through that camera and I would have just smacked her. But I kind of felt like she was annoyed. And
you wonder if she hears this 100 times a day.
Right.
I don't know. You're trying to be empathetic for her as well because she probably gets.
I would not want to.
I've been in a customer service role where you deal with escalated service issues, and it's just people yelling at you time after time, 100 times a day. Okay, I've been in that role, and I know it's not fun for her either. But they have to give feedback to their management or to whoever is making the decision making, whoever has this process, created this process. They need to make adjustments to it because not everyone is trying to screw the system, and not everyone. We shouldn't be put through a ringer to be able to justify, just getting a callback time to come back.
Yeah.
We're not looking to skip any lines. I never ever had Avery skip any lines.
Yeah. We
always got callback times, or it was a wheelchair entrance, like back thing entrance, and Avery doesn't do a heck of a lot of rides to begin with.
Yeah.
So it's not, that's not the case for us. And finally, I think we got the message across. Yeah. And it's funny because how did she voice it when she finally said that?
Oh, I'm going to give you the pass. It was kind of like...
Well, no, she said, well, due to all, with everything you guys are saying and everything like that, I'm going to be able to give you, I'm going to be able to approve the DAS.
And then it was how many people?
And then it was just for the 4 of us leaving Grandma out.
And my mother lives with us, so she is, immediate family. And Avery would not be able to handle her not being in line with us. And
Avery, Grandma's probably higher on his favorite list. Grandma's higher than I am, So I said, you're going to kick anyone out, kick Daddy out.
So she's like, well, we can't do that. I'm like, Grandma, what if Avery had another sibling? They can't go, they can't be included?
Because it's immediate family member, right? But Grandma lives with us. The reason why we got this house was because how Avery felt about Grandma, and Grandma we wanted Grandma with us to ease Avery. And whenever we go in as a family, it's us 4 and Grandma.
Right.
So we wanted Grandma in there. They gave us a one-time exception for the first 3 months to include Grandma. And then we have to go through all this stuff over again in 180 days, right? Or 120 days?
Yeah.
When is it? Whenever we have to do this, then we have to call.
We have to do the exact same process.
We're going to have to do this again in 120 days.
I'm already stressed out. Like, I don't want to have to do that again. Like, I even said to her, seriously, we're going to have to go through this all again. I mean, we've been on the phone for almost 2 hours. So, it was, yeah. So she ended up doing an exception, but she made sure that we knew that that's only for this time. And then, like, I'm hearing a lot of people that you're going to bring your special needs person, if you want to call, in line, and if they need to leave, you take, so like we would, like say I would take Avery out of the line, and Charlie and Sophie Grandma will stay in the line, which would totally freak Avery out. So
he has separation.
Yeah, so we wouldn't be able to do that. So that wasn't like an option for us. But the thing is we would meet up with them. Where? Because like, if you look at half these rides, there's not a meet-up point. Like, do we go the back way and say, hey, my kid and my husband, grandma, and his sister
like a child
is in the line?
Thing. That's probably how they did the child
But how do they keep track of that? Like, there's
it doesn't deal with the people who have separation issues.
But there's places that there's no way to get to the line. Some of the rides don't have that. So how is that going to be possible? And then when I talked to some of these people, they said that they didn't tell them.
Oh, Cynthia. Sorry to hear about that. She's had a bad day.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so the things that they're telling people that, like, there are other options, some of the rides, that's not available. It's not available.
Another thing that gets to me in this whole situation is that Disney has made the decision to put people with a true DAS need through the ringer through this process, where if you are rich or you have the monetary means to buy a lightning lane, they're fine with selling as many lightning lanes as they can. And yet when people complain about the lightning lane lines or the other lines, they attack the DAS, the ones who are not paying, instead of, okay, let's maybe we relieve this whole situation by selling less lightning lanes. Whoa, wait a second. Well, wait a second. That cuts into their bottom line, so they're not going to do that, which is absolute BS. Okay? If you want to alleviate the stress in the system, then stop selling so many lightning lanes. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's pretty simple, right? And take care of the people with the DAS, because the DAS people and their parents, they come in there as families. This is their bread and butter that's been since the park opened. And now it's like, okay, they're just kicking us to the curb because, okay, now the mighty dollar, people are buying lightning lanes, they're going to get in, and they're going to get priority for everything.
I had to bite my tongue when we were on the tour because one of the 5 keys is inclusion. And I wanted to say, excuse me, the change of the DAS pass, is that in relation to your 5 keys?
Well,
inclusion? Because you're trying to exclude these people. Because the way they went about it, they're trying to scare people, and they're trying, I mean, how many non-special needs people are getting the DAS pass? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's just you're in a wheelchair, but you can wait in the lines, do they get a DAS pass? I can understand they can go in the line. They could change it up a little bit to tighten it, but not go to this extreme. Like, I'm already worried about the next time I have to talk to these people, and I'm already like fired up, and I'm ready, you know, to put them through the ringer, you know. So.
Yeah, I understand what they're trying to weed out, again, the cheaters and stuff like that, or the people that don't need it, okay? I understand, okay, if I broke my leg tomorrow, and I'm going in there by myself, I'm in a wheelchair, I can still wait in the line in a wheelchair, right? As long as the wheelchair can fit through the queue. So, me personally, I don't see that type of person needing a DAS. And don't bite my head off, okay? I'm just brainstorming, thinking out loud here. But that's just me. I wouldn't need, because it's not a mental thing. I'm not going to go ballistic or shut down because that's just me. It's just a broken leg or whatever. It's just, I don't see that as a legitimate need for a DAS, okay? That's just me. Don't bite my head up. But I can see other people who have more increased need. Yeah. Like what, I don't want to mention any names, but others have a heck of a lot more than a broken leg, put it that way. Yeah. And even though they might not have a brain issue, a mental issue, they wouldn't be able to put themselves, they can't wheel themselves through the turnstiles. They can't get out of line and go to the bathroom and come back all by themselves. That type of stuff. Yeah. So they're having, I can see that that's a legitimate thing. Mm-hmm. You know? But again, the whole process stinks. Yeah. The whole process absolutely stinks.
I just think it's funny that if you read, when they put this all out, if you read it, they say autism spectrum. But when I mention that he's autistic, ADHD, and then he's got all these other anxiety issues and pain issues and all that, I had a whole list of things, you know, and it's a doctor's thing. We're not giving this according to diagnosis. Then why did you mention autism in your thing?
Did they mention autism?
They did. They said, like, autism people on the spectrum. They did single them out. But yet they didn't want to hear that from me. And I have a packet of all the things that are wrong with Avery right now that we're still trying to figure out. And I'm waving that in front of the camera and saying, this is all the stuff. And I'm like, and here's a list of all the medical stuff. It's like this long. Yeah. And I'm like, if I could have, you know.
You can imagine with
I was like I got so frustrated. It was just one of the most stressful things, you know, and we shouldn't have to feel that way. We shouldn't. It was almost, I don't want to say, it's not like we felt guilty, but I felt like we had to justify something. Like they felt we were lying.
Like back in,
you know, and what we're dealing with is not true. It's kind of how I felt. Like personally attacked.
Back in the 90s, so Avery wasn't born till like 2000s, okay, so we're not in the same situation where Lisa and Joey were. Mm-hmm. But, and I know in the 2000s, I didn't notice needing the DAS type of thing with Avery because they still had, I believe they still had the
Fast Pass, right?
The Fast Pass ticket.
Yeah.
So we could get three a day, right? And we just worked with, okay, doing the ticket and then we go wait in line, whatever. And that wasn't a huge deal for us with Avery's needs. So maybe they need to go back to where everyone gets a fast.
Yeah, but then you're not going to get. Then they're going to stop the lightning lane, and it's going to hit their pocketbook.
And again, I think the cheaters come out more and more as the prices go up. So you know, if I can't afford it, and there's no excuse for cheating, put it that way, but you can see a little bit more of their motivation if they see, okay, rich people are getting are getting a lightning lane, and I can't afford the lightning lane today, so maybe, and if you knew the keywords to say to the person, okay, now you get the DAS. That's wrong, but I understand it's situational. I don't want to be a judge or whatever, but I can see how the increase of the lightning lane sales contributed to the increase of the cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's all I'm saying. And so the root of it for a lot of their problems is the lightning lane.
Yeah. I know. It was so frustrating.
Anyways, that was our experience with
Good luck.
The new DAS that we have to do, I think, every 120 days or 100
And this is the process
days.
you have to do. You cannot show up.
You have to have an in-face meeting with them.
The guest relations are no longer anything related to the DAS. You can't ask them questions. You have to reach out to them through this process. They can't set up a return time or whatever the app. They've all been pulled out of it. So if you show up playing dumb, or don't know that you have to go through this process, when you go to guest relations, they'd be like, go to this app and you got to do this. They have nothing to do with it. They've separated themselves.
It's a third party
from that. So, you can't. I don't want to say like people are going to try to get around it. It's not. You can't.
It's a third party thing at Universal now, but I think the Universal people are definitely. They seem more helpful, and I'm saying this since 2019 or so, Universal has stepped above and beyond what Disney has done. Universal is now I think the leaders in regards to servicing their guests to the highest level. You have Universal, now Disney has dropped below them, in my book. The DAS and stuff like that from Universal, you can still go talk to a real person there. You can get if there's a big dish, if you have a big party, like when we went with Cynthia or whatever, we had a party, I think, of 8 at one point for a few hours anyways, and they just did 2 passes. So they're not like, okay, only 4 of you, the rest of you can bugger off.
Right.
It's like, nothing like that.
And they don't realize how that impacts the special needs person.
Yeah.
Like it stresses them out, and they shouldn't feel bad that because I have this, only half of us used to get that. I just want to read some of these things. This is like, you don't want to see a 6'2" man have a meltdown in your park, right? But I don't think these people get it. Like, I don't think these people that you're talking to have any clue. Like, they should have them watch videos of meltdowns.
They answer the call. They go into the meeting. These DAS people, they go into the meeting expecting to talk to a cheater, instead of going in there expecting to talk to a real special needs person that needs accommodation, and then discovering a cheater.
What if you're an adult and you're on the spectrum and you're not able to, like, I'm not good with words, and she kept asking me the same questions over and over again, and I'm like, I don't know what else you want me to say.
Exactly. They want you to...
If you don't give us the pass, it'll be your fault that my son does the fight or flight, and it impacts the guests around him. And I'm not going to care. I'm going to let him have his little fit, and it'll be your fault. Like, I mean, I really got into people's face. So Matt is asking how long, what was it, 3 months? 120 days?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's 120 or 180.
I think, I don't know.
It can't be 180, so it must be 120. I remember it was 3 or 4 months, so it's either 120
You gotta welcome in Sarah. Welcome in, Sarah.
Welcome in, Sarah.
But I'm just thinking, like, there's adult autistic people, and we keep saying autism because it's the mental thing. that they don't have anyone to advocate for them. You know, and how not all of them have words. Like even Avery's just sitting there. She's asking him, "How you feel?" question, and he's looking at her like, "What?" You know. So, if you're a special needs person and you're trying to talk to these people, I think you'd fall through the cracks. Like you're gonna just like, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, we're not gonna give it to you because you didn't voice what the problem is."
I just feel bad because there's gonna be a lot of people, as they start as their vacations start coming up, and they start following this line. There's gonna be a lot of disappointed people if they keep the course that they're on right now. If they stay to this ludicrous interrogation process. There's going to be a lot of upset people. There's going to be a lot of people who probably might not renew anymore.
But that was the thing I was thinking, was that if they were going to give it to me, I was going to say, okay, so my son's not going to go into the park. You're going to reimburse me my son's annual pass admissions fee because he can't go in the park because of you. You chose for him not to be able to come in the park, so you're going to pay me whatever's left. You can allocate it for how many days are left of his pass.
Yeah, but they don't care.
I know they don't care, but that was like my next route I was going to go down.
Their parks are always packed. That's why they have.
I know.
They think
but we'll hit her pocketbook.
They think they have the right to abuse people because the parks are always packed.
It is true. Yeah.
And in their mind, okay, whatever, go ahead, leave. We don't care. We have a bunch of other people. It wasn't always like that. There was a time when there were a lot of down periods during the year where the annual pass holders kept them afloat in their parks. That's my opinion. And now, since they don't need us at this moment, doesn't mean they're not going to need us in 5 years. And the way they're going to need us in 5 years. Because no one's going to put up with this BS, especially with Universal opening up a 5th park that looks like it's going to be epic. Oh, I slipped that in there.
It's funny how Disney got approval for their next park.
Yeah, but anyways.
They can't open up a section in Epcot,
Again, I think Disney needs to reevaluate, reassess, and redo their process. Because it's way... It was an hour and a half grilling, 2 hours, whatever.
It was an hour
grilling from them.
minutes.
It was disgusting.
Yeah. I'll tell you, when it's time to renew,
it's going to be tough.
I'm going to let the person know. Just letting you know, I have not taken any anxiety meds or Valium. So let's do this.
Don't go in there like that.
And I will say, I'm going to renew
maybe the next one will be better.
The DAS pass because he didn't get a cure for autism and his symptoms.
I'm hoping that...
So if I got it once, I should have it again.
I'm hoping that since you go through this grilling, and the initial grilling, I'm hoping that the renewals might be a little bit easier because you made it through the initial grilling. Okay, so hopefully, again, this isn't a temporary physical ailment that might get better in 3 months. This is a lifetime diagnosis, okay? And they should be realizing that. And hopefully the second time around is a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Man, is it SUX. It sucks. I'll tell you that right now. All right. Now that we've gotten everyone riled up.
I know.
Just wanted to know, we needed to tell you this experience.
Yes.
Because I know a lot of people are going to be going through this.
Yeah.
It's hard to say what the heck they're looking for. They're looking for you to explain exactly why. They don't care what special need you have. They want to know why you can't wait in a line.
They don't care if you use trigger words.
Why you can't wait in that line.
Meltdowns, tantrums, anxiety, stimulation. They don't want to hear any of those words. They want to know what physically the person is going to do when they have whatever trigger word you're saying. That's the key.
And why it pertains to them, why they can't wait in that line.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Why can't you wait in that line?
Right. And if any of you do this, you can always reach out and vent to us. Yeah. Because it is stressful. And it's going to stay stressful. you know.
Well, I'm curious. There's other people that are a lot more articulate than we are.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how. I would like to be a fly on the wall when more articulate people, maybe some lawyers or something like that, actually talk to these people.
Yeah.
Because then for them it's probably a 5-minute thing.
We're
giving it to you. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, you're right.
Which is a shame because for those who aren't as articulate, can't put those things. It takes 2 hours to convince them. Then you feel like we've lost a year off my life.
I know, my God. I started explaining what Avery does, and I think after the 4th time, then I was like, wait a second, I'm going to switch this, and this is what he's going to do that's going to impact your guest, and it'll be you'll own that.
I know what you meant.
And that's what I went down that path.
Like I was saying, it makes you miss James Ryan even more because.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
you're not kidding.
He would have probably did like a
he would
class
have been,
action.
He would have been on a conference call because Avery was his buddy. He would have been all behind Avery. Oh my God!
Yeah. But anyways.
Avery mentions him a lot.
All right, so let's try to go on to something. What's new? All right, so this we'll leave you with that. You can always reach out to us.
Yes, reach out if you have any questions. If you just want to vent.
This Sunday, is Saturday or Sunday? Saturday, we are going, first time ever, we are bringing Avery to the Tampa Zoo.
And
the
Sophie.
Zoo Tampa.
Yep.
We're going as you, Stacy, Sophie, and Avery. And we're going to go with Walt and Melissa. And we're gonna go to Zoo Tampa for the first time ever.
Yeah, we're getting a hotel room because of how Avery has issues with the car. So we found a hotel that's near the zoo. Yeah. And we're gonna stay over so that way
hopefully
he'll be okay.
By the time he'll have overnight to chill out and get his body fixed from.
Yeah.
He gets so traumatized with these car rides that it affects.
Oh my God.
Some of you guys know.
Yeah.
It affects his groin muscles and they spasm and they tighten up and he can barely walk
abdomen wall
afterwards for a little bit. He is getting better though. This past weekend was pretty good. This past week we've been on vacation, so we've been able to bring him out short trips, trying to get him a little bit more used to riding in the car again.
He can do like a 7-8 minute drive, so we're trying to get past that.
Yes,
is what we're trying to do this week with him.
But but quickly, I just wanted to say we're going to the Tampa Zoo for the first time. I think probably Lisa's been there before. How was that place? I heard it's great. Avery loved his zoos. We used to go to the zoos up in Massachusetts. We went to the Rhode Island one. Southwick Zoo. I love that one.
Roger Williams
Zoo. Those are all great zoos, and we used to do sometimes in the Roger Williams Zoo. We used to do the Halloween trail. You guys might have seen our videos at some point in the past. So Avery loves his zoos. So we're finally going to the zoo down here. Yeah. That's
so we'll do a video. We'll do a vlog on it. We won't go. I don't think we'll go live.
But to help prep Avery for the hour ride to the zoo, we've been taking him out. Like the other day, we went out. We know Avery's loves his food. You all know Avery loves his food. So we disguised this therapy session as
I'm calling it as ABA.
We went.
Do I have storms tomorrow?
I think we're gonna.
It's summertime. All week, It's summertime. We're gonna have storms.
We've been getting
the time, buddy.
The storms that come through.
Can you bring Oliver and Simon?
No, you can bring them in. You know how to do it. Just herd them in, or you can wait till we're done. Just a few more minutes. It's going over because we've been venting to people.
You're tired, yeah. Medicine makes him tired. Anxiety meds. So he actually took a nap, which is not like him.
So go watch TV because we're talking about you behind your back.
Bugger off.
No, don't say that. It's like a swear word.
I'm sorry. I had no idea. I apologize. I had no idea. I hear it all the time in our movies we watch. I just thought it was like
it's not. It's like basically telling someone to F off.
What's happening for supper?
I don't know what's happening for supper. I had a salad, okay, and Daddy had what? He had peanut butter bread or something like that.
Bread
I can
on
make
my
you
peanut
something.
butter multiple,
Okay.
So anyways, we brought Avery out menu hunting.
Yes.
Right, Avery? You're excited about that. So we decided to go. We've been branching out our new home. We've been branching out, trying to acclimate widen our acclimation area. Way to say it. So we went out this way. This time we went southeast from the house, and we were like trying to get him into the car without him realizing that we're trying to stretch his area. We were menu hunting. So we went and we found. That's where we found the Proper Pie. Is that video out yet?
I think it's coming out tomorrow.
Coming out soon. Proper Pie is a new English shop that we ate at with Avery. So that's coming out probably tomorrow. So we found a new menu from there. We found a new menu from a different pizza place.
And Chinese place.
And a Chinese place.
Yeah. All right, bud. Put it down. Come on, put it down.
Come on, don't torture the cats.
Like the fish and chips are like.
And so the other day we probably got out maybe.
Fish and chips are big.
Yeah, they were
are.
big. I showed that
So
in
we
the
got
video.
out like 25 minutes, and we noticed that he handles back roads and one-lane roads, or 2-lane roads, a lot better mentally. Doesn't trigger the pain and the seizures, the muscle spasms that he has.
Yeah.
So now we're trying to avoid calling anything a highway.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously,
but he knows if it's more than
he
one.
knows if it's 27 or 4.
Yeah.
He knows the highway. So that's still a major sticking point with him. But we are making some progress to desensitize. We think just desensitizing how it's affecting him. Like today on his way home, we were coming from Magic Kingdom, so we basically have trying to break it down into stages. There's on property roads, which aren't technically a highway, so we're like, he's kind of handling that okay. And then there's Route 4, which is a highway, but we're only on there for 7 minutes. So we're trying to minimize that.
He didn't like the highway.
But today he got through probably like 4 minutes of it where it was hard. And then once he realized we were getting close to the third stage, which was, 27 all the way down to home. So it was, once he realized that he knows, once we reach 27, he decompresses.
Yeah.
A lot, and the pain goes away mostly, and he can act normal again. He can actually sit down in his seat.
So we think he tenses everything
There is
up
a
from
mental
his belly button down.
There is a mental trigger that's seizing up a muscle in his groin area, which we can't pinpoint.
We can't figure out where it is yet.
But we're trying to control it by controlling the mental trigger.
Yeah.
Put it that way. And it seems like this week we've been on vacation. And as everyone does on vacation, you try to work on your son's issues.
Yeah. The other thing is that he can't do long walking either.
Well, that's because the car rides have
You think so?
been hurting him, where he's going, by the time he arrives somewhere, he's already
in
pain.
So we did the
that
wheelchair today because we knew it was going to be a lot of
lot.
walking.
But we are making, what I'm trying to say is that we're making progress in regards in that front.
Baby steps, right?
Yeah, a little bit of progress. So we got to try to, at least if we get him back and forth to Dizney, that might be the next step. And then maybe we expand a little bit further. But I figured if we break the stages to Dizney in 3 stages, he can handle them a lot better. Because, once he's getting close to his destination, he decompresses. But it's usually depending on how quickly he compresses, depends on where we're going in the car, where we know he knows we're going, and whether a highway is going to be involved. He could be set off from the driveway, or he could be set off 3 miles down the road. That's a big difference.
Right.
When
and he's in agony.
Counting your minutes.
It's not like
Sometimes
just a
sometimes
stomach
he's in
ache.
agony. Sometimes he's.
Oh my God.
We're trying
It's
different types of
horrible.
meds too. So.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think that we made a little bit of progress this week. But
This
this Friday we're going to be trying to get him down Tampa Zoo, which is an hour ride.
Yeah.
So. Kelsey, Elizabeth, welcome in. The kids love Kelsey. Yeah, Route 4 is it's definitely a trigger for him. You have so many bad drivers down here. I guess I saw somewhere that Route 4 is the most dangerous section of highway in the entire nation.
Yeah.
It's where
it's
even the cops, even the sheriff's department, you don't see them much on there unless there's already an accident.
Right.
They're not out there trying to slow people down.
Right.
They're probably like, I'm not going on that death road. Whatever. It's pretty bad, that section, especially between, like, I'd say exit 55 all the way up to 67, 68. That's where you're getting, you know, the Dizney corridor stuff and the new development areas. I think that's probably the worst areas, but it's tough.
Yeah, so you're gonna wish us luck for the hour drive. I don't know how we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
There's gonna be highways that we have to go on.
There's gonna be medications. There's gonna be probably a couple pullovers to chill out and let them.
I'll be sitting in the back with them, so they'll be in the front.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not too bad, because it gets Sophie upset.
Briberies,
well.
Amazon briberies. He loves his, whenever he's done a good job, he's like, can we go Amazon shopping? It's like,
He's like, Mommy,
he loves his,
shopping?
the thing is, he loves his manga books, and he does read them.
Hey,
so
Mark.
that's not really a bribe. It's, whenever you can get your kid to read, then that's a plus, regardless.
So Mark, just so you know, we talked about the DAS process.
Good evening. Good evening,
So
Mark.
I don't know if you're going to want to check that.
Yeah, just rewind it for an hour of
an hour of Keys of the Kingdom, an hour of DAS.
us whining about stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, maybe check out driving Route 60. 60, does 60 go from like let's see, Davenport area to Tampa? I know 92 is still too much of a highway for him, but I don't think I've heard 60, so I'll have to check that out.
What was good also is when we were on...
My voice is shot now.
Yeah. When we were on the non-highways, when he started to get worked up in the car, we were able to pull right over on the side of the road. We parked it, and we just talked to him.
He immediately depressed.
We talked to him
decompressed.
and stuff.
Great.
Yeah. And then he was able to relax, and then we were able to go again.
So our 2-lane roads are, I think, our best bet, but it takes forever. It's like, instead of taking 20 minutes to Disney, it would take, by taking 17 and some of those back roads, it took like 40.
Yeah, so what
it
do we do?
took us 40 minutes to Friendly's.
So it's one of these things, do we do all the back roads and it's 40 minutes and he's in the car for that long?
60 goes to Brandon, okay.
Or do we do some of the highway, we get there faster, but he potentially could be in pain.
Okay.
And not be able to walk when he gets out of the car.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing that we're realizing is...
Is the Tampa Zoo, did you guys like that? Have you been there, Lisa? Just curious. I think I've heard it's pretty good. I think they have elephants and giraffes and rhinos and stuff like that. So it's supposed to like 1,000 different.
I know, Avery loves his animals, so it'll be nice.
I think
he'll be nice
love
to do
it
something
regardless.
different.
Yes, we've been to small zoos that he's loved, and we've been to big zoos, and yeah, she loves. Okay, good, cool. Tampa Zoo. So we're doing that Saturday.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, Father's Day. Everyone, don't forget Father's Day.
Yes,
Sunday.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
We decided what mayonnaise for you.
He has his. It's not. I don't think it's called a wheelchair. It's
a transportation thing.
Transportation chair.
It's not a wheelchair that you can.
It doesn't have the two big wheels in the back. It has more like these size wheels
transport
in the back, and then
it's probably like one of those wheelchairs that they have. Like
it's the next step
like
down.
an airport. Like I think.
Yeah, it worked fine.
It's good though because now he's not trying to wheel himself around. We have a little bit of control.
Sometimes, when he was losing some patience, he was
trying to move it.
Trying to do his own thing.
Yeah. And it's our car is not big, so it folds up and it fits in the car, which helps as well.
We're gonna bring it Saturday, but I do not want him to use it Saturday again. I don't want him becoming the slave to the wheelchair type of thing.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes.
Only 23. I want him to try to walk through things and stuff.
Hopefully we can get like room service. That way he can just rest in the room that night.
Got home from an Orioles trip
to
Baltimore. I hope everyone is going. Yeah, we just saw the Orioles with
Rays.
Yeah, well, Melissa. We saw our John's there, and me, you, and Sophie.
Yep.
We ate a bunch of junk.
Oh, we did.
But we're back on track now.
Yep.
We allow ourselves these cheat days, so it's fine. When we do special occasions, and we're still pretty much
we're
still very much on track. Yeah, we had pizza and ice cream and
pizza for the first time in how long? Oh my gosh,
yeah,
months and months and months.
And it was junky Papa John's.
I know. Our first pizza was Papa John's, but
there wasn't a heck of a lot of choices at the Tropicana field.
It was all fried stuff.
Yeah, but anyways, it was still good. It was fun.
Had a ice cream too.
You had a huge ice cream.
Oh,
she had an ice cream that was like 10 pounds of ice cream.
We thought that we were going to get the smaller ones, and we got Jimmy's on it too. So she's like, "Are we doing Jimmy's?" Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it. You gotta do it right. It was good. The ice cream was really good.
Yeah. So. We already talked about DAS, Mark. You want to go back and watch that?
Yeah.
Maybe pop a Valium first and just relax and chill out because
Kelly's in here.
Mickey Bunch, Kelly, awesome, good to see you.
But
yeah, we're just wrapping things up. So that's wow. We talked for 2 hours.
Well, I mean, it warranted it, like.
Yeah, we had a lot. I told you we had a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
and I'm glad we finally we ended up going live. At first we weren't. We thought we were going to be in the parks longer today with the Keys to the Kingdom tour.
Yeah, but he couldn't. Avery was done.
So,
but we did test to make sure we were able to use the DAS pass and that we didn't have issues.
So we were able to book one.
We were able
even though we didn't ride one, Sophie was able to book one.
Yeah. So we did test it and it did work. So if any of you have to try to get the special needs pass.
Yeah, I'm lucky I'm not like
good luck.
A rock and roll singer. I'll be like dead by the end of the concert.
You might need to freak out.
Yes.
You might need to put them in their place.
You might need to freak out.
You might need to not.
But go back and watch the video. Don't get all worked up again. Right?
I know. I don't think I slept that night. Oh my god, it was horrible. Yeah. Like I needed.
So at the beginning of the video, you want to go back and rewind. We talk about our Keys to the Kingdom tour, and then we talked about our DAS experience.
Yes.
But thank you all for joining us tonight. Anything else we got tomorrow? We got coming out? What the?
Okay, so I'm trying to catch up with things. So we went to the Polite Pig with Avery. That was one of his trips.
Not Polite Pig.
Not Polite Pig. Proper Pies.
The Proper Pie.
It's
an English.
British store.
British store with fish and chips and stuff.
And they had
proper pies. Yes.
So we have that. So it's on our channel, but it's kind of like Avery kind of did it. And then I'm still working, but we have we went to the Circle B Bar Reserve, and we went through Alligator Alley. So I have a video. It's a long video, but as you go through, you can see the gators in the beginning. It's trees and stuff. But as we get in it, you see more and more and more. So it gets better as it goes. A pole gets Charlie.
For what? Where was
the steak, the wooden steak when we're watching the woodpeckers.
Oh, Alligator Alley. Okay, yeah. I was distracted by Mark. He's saying he wants me to give him that blue steel look.
So I'm working on that. And then Avery's got he wanted to do a top 20 food places. So that's going to be coming out as well.
I want to do Hungry Crab again.
Avery wants to do a Hungry Crab.
Come on. They're making a new Scooby-Doo series.
Really? Is it a live action?
Anime series.
Mark's in the
I have to.
Chat. You gotta scoop down so they can see your head though.
They're making a new Scooby-Doo series.
Way down. Go down. Kneel down. One, kneel down.
A little more.
Right there.
Squat.
There you are. Say hi to everybody.
Is it a live action?
An anime one.
Anime. Oh.
Scooby-Doo anime.
I hope it's a good.
Yeah.
See, they're all saying hi. Hi, Jane. Monarch Miracles, welcome in.
Come on.
Hands full, hearts full, welcome in.
Help with the cats.
Okay, I'll help put the cats in the room. Yeah.
I know we've been on too long. Sorry. We'll be right out. I've been promising that for an hour now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was our experience. It was very stressful. My heart goes out to anyone that has
who still has to make that call. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I'm not. I mean, not in the back of my mind. I'm already worried about the renewal.
Hopefully, you have a better luck than us, and it doesn't take you guys 2 hours to convince them.
I think it's the key of what
again, they're looking for why is your particular situation require you to skip the line.
Right. And the trigger words don't matter. It's what will happen. What does it look like when they are overstimulated? What does it look like?
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
So
I want to start with that line. Start with that line and boom, yes, right away. Anyway.
So I don't know are we going to be doing any live? Like what's tomorrow? Everybody keeps asking what we're doing tomorrow.
Yeah, we're still on vacation.
The Tiana.
Oh, we're going to hop into Epcot, try to get the 1 o'clock, because we couldn't book the Tiana sneak peek, because we weren't lucky enough to get in the queue early enough, I guess.
Enough to get in.
We had a 50-minute wait, and it went all the way down to 11-minute wait, and then it was like, by then it was like, all the stuff has been filled. You can try to do the thing. So anyways, we booked the Epcot. So if we're going to be at Epcot tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we are able to, if you're inside of a park already, at 1 o'clock, you can hit the virtual queue and try to get into the Tiana preview. And if we get that, we're going to hop on the monorail, run over to MG Magic Kingdom, and, well, it might be at 9 o'clock. Well, whenever. We're going to go over to Magic Kingdom. If we do get it, we'll ride Tiana's, maybe possibly tomorrow.
We're going to welcome in hands full, heart full.
Yep. Possibly tomorrow. Holy cow. Yeah, Mark, Hungry Crab is like 2 miles. No, wait a second. It's just a few doors down from Bob Evans where we ate with you guys. So next time you're down, I'm sure Avery would love to jump all over that. We owe you dinner. We owe you lunch. So
yes, you and your wife.
It's on us.
Yep.
So and thanks for that, by the way, Bob Evans. Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else? We're going to stop boring you guys now. I know. And we're going to go.
I think that's it.
Thank you all. Keep an eye out for, if we do go live, we're on vacation tomorrow and Friday still. We've been on all week. And we're on vacation again first week of July, so it's awesome.
Boardwalk and the cabins.
Boardwalk and the
so we're going to have
cabins. We're going to have cookouts. I'm not going to burn my fingers this time. I'm very excited about that. We love the Fort Wilderness. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But if we decide to go live tomorrow or Friday,
we got the golf cart.
I'll put out a thumbnail as soon as possible. Yeah.
We want to thank everyone that jumped in. It was a last minute thing. We weren't going to go live, but we ended up.
Thank you for joining us from the Disney Nerd Herder Studios, home studios. We appreciate every single one of you.
Yep.
And you all rock. And
just let us know if you have any questions in regards to any of it.
Yes, and try to keep calm. If you're about to make that DS call, stay calm, collected.
Be prepared. Be prepared. Write down bullets of what you want to say.
And bless you beforehand. You know, Om, your inner Zen. You know,
but be ready. Be ready. You might have to jump.
Be ready to fight.
Yep, you might have to.
You got to fight for your right.
So, and I think this is it. If you get, they're going to tell you. They can say no. There's nothing you can do.
Yep. All right, so that's it. So don't forget to do your duty.
It's a big duty.
Bye,
guys. Have a good night.